Hey guys, welcome back to the Kool-Aid podcast. Welcome back to another video. On today's video, guys, we have some horrible news as we have picked up a critical injury in Pedri. Pedri out for a significant amount of time. We're going to be talking about it in today's video. But as well, I want to be talking about Etta Eyong, a player from Levante who has been gaining some media attention. And I'll be talking about him in a little bit more detail. And towards the end of the video, I do want to be talking about Marc-André Ter Stegen because some positive news in regards to the German goalkeeper. But before I get started on the video, guys, make sure to follow me on all of my social media platforms. Everything's posted down below. The link to become a member is also posted down below. But as always, guys, let's get started with the video. All right, guys, let's get started with the video and let's talk about Pedri because this is an injury that hurts. And it's not surprising because we've been using Pedri as, like a bar of soap. He's been used for both the Spanish and the national team. He's basically featured for 90 minutes in every single one of the games since January. So Pedri has not had a rest. He had some rest, during the summer when Barcelona they weren't involved in the international Club World Cup. But even then, Pedri, he's just been playing so much football. And I don't know what a Hansi Flick team looks like without Pedri there. He's been such a key figure and a staple of Hansi Flick's team. It's just gonna be feeling weird to see a Hansi Flick team without Pedri. But according to reports, Pedri he suffered a rupture of the distal bicep femoris in his left leg. And here's the thing: the approximate recovery time will depend on the progress of his injury. That's what the club that was their official statement. Now, the media they reported at first that he was going to be out roughly 3 to 4 weeks. That was their initial report, and so he was going to miss, these upcoming games against Elche, Club Brugge, and Celta Vigo, even against Athletic Club. That's if he was going to be back for after the 3 weeks. And initially, the goal was him to be back against Chelsea in the Champions League, as that's going to be, a big away game. That's going to be another big test that Barcelona, they do have to overcome. And if that, 3 to 4 week recovery time extends a little bit further to 5 weeks, then that is when he'd be returning against Atlético Madrid. But some very negative news has come around saying that he's going to be out for even longer, roughly between 6 to 7 weeks. And that is a massive blow. He's going to be missing so much football. And so realistically, we would be seeing Pedri return, I would say at the start of the new year, because then, you're in the middle of December. I don't think Hansi Flick is going to be, wanting to risk Pedri too much. And so him being out for roughly 2 months, that's not great. And obviously, after the game of El Clasico, we were thinking, finally, Pedri is going to get some rest after that red card, but it seems he's going to be out for a significant amount of time. And this is where your Frankie de Jongs and your Marc-Andrés are going to have to step up because those are basically the only two midfielders that we do have. And here's where I like to throw like a curveball or just add a different element. Marc Bernal. Marc Bernal, in the totality of this season, has played, 15, 20 minutes across all competitions. Now, that's not enough time for a player who, yes, I don't think is ready to start, but he should be featuring more often in the lineup. Whether coming off of the bench for 20, 25 minutes, he should be involved in these games. And Hansi Flick, he's been a little bit cautious. He's been very, I would say, pragmatic in that approach. And we're going to be needing Marc Bernal to step up with the absence of Pedri, a player who has been so critical. But very horrible news in regards to Pedri, a player who has been relatively injury free ever since Hansi Flick has come into Barcelona. And so we're going to have to see how we handle and cope without Pedri. And we're going to have our players, such as your Marc-Andrés, your Marc Bernal, step up in his absence. But let me know down below, how are you guys feeling in regards to Pedri being out for a significant amount of time? Let's hope that his recovery is speedy and it isn't as serious as reported. Let's see. But moving on now, guys, I want to be talking about Etta Eyong because he's a player from Levante who's performing really well. He's so far in the totality of the season, in the 10 games that he has started, he has 9 GA, 6 goals and 3 assists. And that's crazy to think about it because Levante, they're fighting relegation. They're 15th in La Liga. They're at the bottom of the La Liga table. And Etta Eyong is playing so well. There were some reports saying that Barcelona, they were already interested in Etta Eyong, since the past summer because of financial fair play. They weren't able to sign him. And so he is now on Barcelona's radar as a potential replacement for Robert Lewandowski. We know that this is most likely going to be his last season, and Barcelona, they need to bring up a striker. They need to bring someone in order to replace him, and so he's one of the options that is being mentioned. And the thing is that he is playing to decide his future in this upcoming January transfer window rather than wait until the summer, meaning he's going to make a final decision in January. Barcelona are going to have the opportunity to sign him. His release clause, it isn't too crazy, but at the same time, in our current situation, it's a pretty penny. His release clause right now stands at 30 million euros. There are other teams that are interested, such as Real Madrid. In the Premier League, you have Manchester City, Man United, and Arsenal. Those teams are willing to pay 40 million for Etta Eyong, but we have seen a photo of Etta Eyong with the Barcelona jersey as a kid. Let me show you that photo really quickly, guys, of him as a youngster showing that shirt. Let me bring it up right here. Boom. Well, it's a little bit, it doesn't look amazingly well, but there you go. That's him as a kid wearing that Barcelona jersey. Very, that's the 2015, 2016 jersey. He is 22 years of age. Very exciting young striker. A lot of the Barcelona fan base say that he looks very similar to that of a Samuel Eto'o type striker. His profile is very similar to that. If he is able to replicate just a fraction of Samuel Eto'o's success at Barcelona, that would be absolutely amazing. But I want to hear your guys' thoughts in regards to Young. How do you guys feel about him? He's performing really well at Levante. Barcelona, they're keeping an eye on him. We're going to see how he's going to be developing in these upcoming months. But I do believe if Barcelona, they do present an offer in January, this could be a very viable option to replace Robert Lewandowski in that front line. Do you guys think he has the quality to succeed at Barcelona? And is he worth the 30 million euros? I want to hear your guys' thoughts down below in the comments. And lastly, I want to give you guys an injury update in regards to Ter Stegen, because Ter Stegen, there is some positive news. He is making good progress following that back injury. There's still more couple weeks ahead of recovery and rehab that he has to do, but he is back on the pitch. He is doing some light training exercises, some light movements and everything like that. No rush and no risk going to be taken in regards to the German goalkeeper. But this is great news, obviously. We want to have Ter Stegen back because that means that Barcelona in the January transfer window, we can sell him, we can get rid of him, and we can send him away. And that will be freeing huge wages off of the wage bill, which would allow Barcelona to make signings either in the January transfer window, which I heavily agree and I heavily do believe that we do need, or in the summer when he is no longer part of the club. But very positive news, and let's see how that develops. Will he be leaving and joining some other team in January? Let's see. But guys, that was it for the Barcelona news of the day. Definitely let me know your guys' thoughts down below in the comments on everything that I have discussed, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Peace out, guys.